Gregory, steamy? Well, it is not, because it just started to rain, and I think it will be later if the temperature goes up. Here's a group of seniors leaving the Radio Taiso. It's like kind of an exercise transmitted on radio. You know, like the long time ago when the radios were the top of technology. This is where it came. They started broadcasting in the morning every day. Exercises. And people listened to them and exercised. And these old people, you know, this is that generation where they still do these things. Swizz, welcome. Stereo for you. You know, my camera is kind of overheating because they put the heatsink around the camera mount on the phone. Terrible design, I call it. Terrible. How was Switzerland, Swiss? Lots of tourists. Japan is booming. We have over-tourism now. The amount of money we make is incredible. Incredible. There are tourists everywhere. Even in like countryside where you've never seen a tourist, there are tourists. I drove to Izu Peninsula. There's no highways there. It took forever to drive. But there were tourists there. Taekwondo in the park. Something like that, yeah, but it's on the radio. Weather is unstable. Oh, you know, here it's still rainy season. It's not summer, but there was unstable weather of summer, which made so many people go to hospital because of heat stroke. Maybe now it's better, but when summer comes, my gosh, I don't want to think. Oh, and two people died in the past few days on Mount Fuji again. At different portions. One guy fell into the crater, that's a classic, but the other ones died at the 7th and some 8th stations. They just... nothing happened to them, you know, they just died. The guy who fell in the crater was in the rain, 5 meters down, and boom, he's gone. The crater is terrific, it's huge. Yeah, I'm sure you have lots of accidents in your Alps, more than Mount Fuji here, but Mount Fuji is relatively safe. Yeah. But you know, these guys are old. They're like retired. So, you know, you can consider them elderly climbing that stuff. Lovely flowers, yeah. The rain really brought it up. 51, that's in average, yeah. Yeah, you know, here it happens so often. Like people go to the we have a part of mountains northwest of Tokyo, like Nagano. They're called the Southern Alps in Japan, and people sometimes go there, like, you know, 60s or 70s, and then, you know, it snows and they cannot get down and they all freeze up there. Crazy. And they're like, you know, they are like expert mountaineers. Not dying. No, no, it's not heat. No, no. Mount Fuji is very cold up there. I mean, the crater maybe 4 degrees Celsius. I don't know at night, but maybe 6, 8 during day. Less than 10 for sure. There's still ice inside, and I saw ice still on the outside of the mountain. Ah, man. I'm glad I don't want to climb anymore. They make you pay now, and they make you reserve a ticket. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, those are cicadas. Finally they've arrived. You know, they like this kind of rain and hot, and slowly they're coming. There wasn't much rain, that's why. Now we won't be able to hear anything else than the cicada. But you know, I've been to the middle of Izu Peninsula. It's a land formed millions and millions years ago, somewhere in around Philippines. It was like a under ocean submarine volcanoes, many volcanoes. So they bubbled up and they got pushed all the way to the main island here. Now it's a peninsula. Hours are already... What? Already asleep? What do you mean? Isn't it the cicada season? So, you know, the magma from these volcanoes got carved out by water, and there was one part there where it created 7 waterfalls. It was really awesome. Like, my gosh, pure nature, beautiful. Then Izu had like a cave as well. The ocean was hitting, you know, side of the cliff, and it carved the cave. Hours are over. Cicadas are on the ground. Oh, don't they like? Isn't it like one-way routes? Like they come out and they cannot go down. Anyway, the cave got carved, and then the top of the cave collapsed, creating like a hole. So you could walk around that kind of rim of that cave and go into the cave as well. Really cool. And then the beaches with golden sand and blue water. Oh. The only thing is that the current is dangerous. If you get taken by current, there's the Kuroshio current. What is it called? Kuroshio? Black something? Do they call it Kuroshio? I think they call it Kuroshio even in English. That goes all the way to North America and comes back. Like the turtles travel with that current. So easy to be taken for free to North America. And yeah. And then I went to the most southern place, like a Cape Irozaki. It was really cool. You keep on going till you climb like a rock, and you are out there on the edge, southern edge of this peninsula. Spectacular views, of course. And my sandal broke, and then I slashed my toe on a volcanic rock. I was bleeding, had to put a band-aid, but somehow my toe is okay now. And then I retreated back up to Jogasaki, which is the Cape Jogasaki, maybe. Lots of beautiful houses there, and villas, and hiking course with a suspension bridge between parts of the cliffs. New car adventures, yeah, absolutely. Very, very cool. And so many tourists there, like the Koreans, Chinese, like everyone was there. Americans, Europeans. I think they come there because there's a train that goes there. So it's accessible to some way, in some way. Don't hike on volcanic rocks without socks. Yeah, I know. Incredible. I sometimes see people climbing Mount Fuji in sandals. I think similar can happen. You just slash your toe somewhere on these rocks. They're so super sharp. You know, there's what's the black volcanic mineral that they made knives, prehistoric knives. Darn, I forgot. The black one looks like glass, but it's super, super sharp. Yeah, you can see some kinds of pumice or rocks like that. Train bound for downtown. Probably packed with people. But the whole Izu is so beautiful, like countryside, like paradise. I don't know, living there is kind of, it's more like, it's all tourism almost. But maybe people have like summer houses to go there and have beautiful ocean views, fishing, fresh fish. But it's so far, there's no highway to access it. You gotta have like the mind of steel to drive there, and sometimes you have to drive through these cities one after another, and there might be traffic jam. Oh. Maybe someday they'll build a highway. It's a lot of nature though, pristine, beautiful nature, so I guess they won't build a highway. Yeah, really nice. See, look at this, the mosquitoes trying to fly into my camera because the heatsink is around it. They really like the warmness of it. And you know, the beaches over there, wow, they're just beautiful. I don't know what happened. There's golden sand somehow over there. It's very unusual for, you know, volcanoes, where the volcanoes are, to have golden sand. Duck. Yeah, you would be a good dinner today. You know, the beaches around here, like where Mount Fuji is, those are all like brown, dark sand from all these eruptions. But somehow Izu has something else. It's completely geologically different because, you know, it's not part of the main island, never was. It arrived from somewhere else. So golden sand. There was one part by the cave It's trying to escape me. There's this part by the cave where you could do sliding on the sand. Somehow the sand got blown up by the wind up, making a really steep hill, like a dune, which is from one part supported by a wall of rock, and the other one is straight down to rocky beach. But the sand is there and it doesn't escape. And I think you pay money there, and I don't know if you use some special skis or something to sit on, and you slide down on that sand. Sand skiing, sand tobogganing. Yeah, gold. But you know, when it's hot, no one was using that, because I think the sand would burn your feet or butt or whatever. Too hot. Yeah, a weird spot, right? Who would thought that there would be like a cliff with a wall, and at the bottom will be just nothing, and the sun filled up that area all the way to the part of that cliff. It's huge. It's huge. Strange occurrence. You could also see these special type of rocks that come from magma. You know, they look like hexagonal rocks. Very strange. I think there's something in them too when they crystallize somehow, when they cool down into these hexagonal long parts. First degree burn, yeah. Yeah, the sun is really hot when it gets hot here. I mean, even here in the south on that beach where I go surfing, there's no way you can walk on it. You have to bring your slippers all the way to the beach, but then you have to make sure the tide doesn't take them when you come back. Wow. It's raining a little bit. I have umbrella. Now it's getting steamy. But in the past few days it was just nice. I could finally sleep because it wasn't so super hot. Today too. Yeah. And then, you know, for lunch I ate the raw fish sashimi at one of the local places, like not even in a village or city. It was like far outside, somewhere by the road. There were people queuing for it, and it was a lunchtime. And then when I passed later, there was no one there. 720, 1080. Have you been surfing? No, not recently. What do you mean? Streaming? This is the lowest, 360. 360p is rolling. I could go higher, but I think my phone will overheat faster. I mean, if you watch this on the phone, then if you hold it vertically, there is nothing really you can you cannot discern if it's that low. Yeah. But if you rotate it horizontally, you know, phone has more resolution, you can see the difference. And if you put it on a 4K TV, it's absolutely horrendous. Or 8K TV. Actually, this phone can do 8K videos too now, but only for 30 minutes. Weird. I don't know why. Which model phone? Aquos Sharp R8. Looks better than 360, really? You know, there's also the resolution, and then there's also the bitrate, which it's I think higher than the previous one. I mean, 360 is not a good way to describe the quality. You can have 1080p with such a low bitrate that it's gonna be pixelized, right? The thing is, if my phone didn't overheat, so easily, it would be nice. Actually, now it's cooler and it's not overheating yet. It's already half an hour almost. I guess I cannot scope so much in the summer. But yesterday I tried to switching the cameras from the back to the front, giving the front camera a break, and then going back to the front camera, and then I could still scope. Looks better than 360. Maybe next time I will do 480 for you. But I tried on Heckle. The Android version of Heckle is not broadcasting smoothly. I mean, I have the right fast internet and stuff, but the image still would be choppy, like 5 frames per second. Some people think, oh, your internet sucks. No, the internet is fine. It is the Android version of Heckle. Android version of Heckle. It's got so many bugs. Things just don't work. EchoStar. What's EchoStar? Is it for TVs only? It's better than... Yeah, it's better than my old phone. My gosh. 5 years of technology. You can really tell. I mean, it's got better lens and stuff too. I didn't want to buy this super expensive phone, which I probably need for scoping. Those are, $1,500, $2,000, but they will never overheat. They are made for videos and photos. Sony has Xperia model with just for the high quality lens. That thing costs $2,000 or over $2,000. It's like you have more of a camera with you than the phone. Quality is amazing. But heck, I would love to buy a desktop computer for that money. It's too much, right? It's extremely expensive for these things. I've been flying Flight Simulator. I want to fly around Swiss Alps. I've been doing training for now. I think of buying better controllers. I have these, they're called HOTAS, right? Hands on, stick and throttle. And yeah, I have kind of like a medium priced since long ago, but I really want to buy a really high quality type. too much. Oh. That brand is this the brand, no, this one is Sharp. The one I'm talking is it was Sony. Yeah, too much, I thought so. But if you're crazy about, photos and videos, maybe you could buy it. I don't know. People spend, $15,000 on the lens here. Maybe that's aimed to them. Laptop computer these days. Laptop still doesn't have enough power, I prefer the full exhaust pipes of a desktop computer with really big fast graphics card for the realism. The Flight Simulator from 2020 or 2020 maybe is so real. Like it downloads these maps from satellites as well, so you can fly around Mount Fuji and you can see the rivers. I could fly in my city in Saskatchewan, and I could find, the house and stuff, and the parks. It was so funny. Sharp phone. Well, it still doesn't overheat. Maybe below 30 degrees is fine for this phone. I don't know. Water cooled, yeah, not necessarily. I mean, if you don't want the noise, yeah, do the water cooling. But just with the stock fans, it's probably not that loud if you have a big case and the fans are big. But sweet. It's really nice, like Flight Simulator. Actually, it's been 40 years since that game got made. I've been playing it for less than 40, of course. I've been playing it maybe for 30. So I've seen different iterations of it. But now it's so realistic. And if you are bored, you can actually buy your favorite airports. I mean, this is for people who love aviation, who love flying from a certain airport. I think I have the Airbus in there. I can fly, from Narita to Vancouver or Frankfurt. I even have these airports in there because I bought the highest graded pack. Yeah. And the only thing I need is the right joysticks, the right controllers. Then it's gonna be more fun. Oh, and I found a really strange airplane. It's a tiny microplane, mini plane. I thought it's imaginary, fictional, but it's not. It's called Icon A5, 2-seater with one propeller at the back, very tiny, but it can land on water and land. And the cost is $400,000. It's so cute. I mean, it's like, let's jump into this little car and go fishing, Fly to Poland. Yeah, I'm gonna do it for sure. I'm gonna do it. And you can switch, to the live weather, live airport traffic. So you have to wait maybe for the airplanes and stuff. Or, see where they're flying. But that little airplane, the Icon A5, I went to their website to actually see, and they have YouTube channel, and they have the whole site for selling it. Man, that's like rich people's toy. But then, if you're not rich, you can still fly it in a flight simulator, and it's pretty realistic. It's pretty realistic. Flying, to some lake in Canada, because this thing can land on water, or going to safari in Africa. I have so many things to fly now. So many places. I really want to fly to like Greenland, see how the simulation of severe weather affects it, or low temperatures. How far can it fly? Do you have your pilot's license? I kind of know how to fly planes, but no, I don't have a license. I could go to Canada. It's not very difficult to get a license. Few of my friends, they made license for small airplanes like Cessna in Canada. I think you can do it from 14 or 15 years old. It's really easy. In Japan, to get a license, it's so difficult. It's almost impossible. Will it make it cover them? Yeah. I think it can go really high. I tried to fly over the Japanese 2,000 meter mountains, so maybe I will launch it from some airport close to Mount Fuji and see if I can go up. I've been also enjoying the gliders. Gliders are lots of fun, especially when you find some ridges and stuff to soar. Sound is good when you hear music on a new phone. The sound is okay, music. Yeah, there's some Dolby Atmos in it. It's okay. Trans-Pacific plane. I don't know if the little one could fly that far. This is, it's got limited fuel, but you could turn it off and have fun. I mean, there's various things you can turn off to make it less realistic, or you can simulate like failure of some instruments. You can do anything, It's a simulator to have fun. But gliders, I always liked gliders. They're so nice. But flying from like Frankfurt to Toronto, that's also possible. Except you have to sit in that airplane for 9 hours or more. You can speed up in between, I guess, But if you really want to have realistic stuff, you can have that as well. But the scenery, it's mind-blowing. All these places in the world, you go there and you see those real buildings. And if you want more precision, like complete precision, then you buy that scenery from there's a little store in that game, and then it just looks like real. It's a simulator. Fly away. Yeah. It's a simulator like aimed to simulate the realism. But you can fiddle with it. You can turn off the fuel. You can turn off, navigation or the towers and stuff. Normally, you cannot just jump into the airplane and fly. You have to have like a flight plan and follow it. This is just you can do whatever you like. And then they have also the DCS simulator. That one is aimed at military machines, but that is realistic. Like as if you were in that real machine, and all the physics, all the computers inside are simulated as well. It's incredible. If you want to fly the F-15 or F-18, the manual, I think it's like 400 or 500 pages. It takes forever to learn it. Flight plan, yeah. But you know, you can click on every single button in the cockpit. There are also some older Soviet airplanes. I mean, you know, they've been declassified completely. You could fly them, and then they have the counterparts, the American counterparts. I think one of them is Sukhoi 27 or something like this, and the Americans have Warthog. They're very similar. Maybe they've been stealing the technology from each other. But the realism is just thrilling. All these, you know, navigation systems, you have to know how to fly the plane, because then it's more like flying and dropping bombs and fighting and invading, and you have to know what is what. It's like 100 levels more than what it was, you know, before. With the flight simulator, when you just flew in the air. And you can even get, you know, helicopters. Helicopters are really difficult to fly. You need these cyclic throttle controllers for it. Not easy at all. Cyclic. Pedals, you need pedals. So you need the throttle, you need pedals, you need the joystick, you need the head tracker. And you know, when you look around the cockpit with your head, you have to have a head tracker to see all the sides, left, right, down, because there are instruments everywhere. Close, up, away. Or get the VR goggles, but then I don't know how you're gonna be pressing shortcuts on your buttons on your joysticks. How much is the F-16? You know, the simulator is for free, and there are some planes with it for free. But if you want the F-16, the full-blown airplane, I think it's gonna be over $100. But it's everything. There might be still some stuff, like, you know, something that's still secret, like how the radar works and stuff. But I don't know, maybe F-16 is okay. Maybe the newer ones are more secret. I mean, you just, you know, it's for people who really enjoy this stuff. They buy special special seats, and you know, like airplane seats. They mount everything around. Like the joysticks are mounted not on top of the table. They're mounted one level like down, where it's like it is in the airplane. And then you can actually buy these, you know, sub panels. You know, like Boeing or these huge airliners. They have this front panel, like for autopilot, where you have a few buttons and some dials. You can buy that part and hook it up. Or the fighter planes, they have these head-up units, HUDs, those little screens. You can buy those separately too. So you can put all these panels together and then make a like virtual cockpit. And then if you really want to go for more, you can add, you know, 3 monitors. F-16, yeah, I think F-16 might be still, you know, classified, so maybe it's for the previous ones, F-15s or something like that. I don't know, I haven't explored it in such detail yet. I really want to get the Warthog. Warthog is pretty good. It's like one of those air-to-ground airplanes. Oh, there are students going this way. My goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna scope down, guys, because it's raining. People are going to work. They will think I'm weird. And this car is trying to turn. So thanks for coming. Seems like the camera is still going. It didn't overheat. It was just too hot in 35 Celsius. So take care, Swiss. Take care, Gregory. Bye for now. See ya.